I grew up in the world of metal and punk, in which I still do love. I do feel the need to finally see what the rest of the world has to offer. My name is Aaron, and I grew up as a metalhead. Well, welcome back, everybody. We are starting off today with 20 centimeters. I'm going to assume that that's how they say it. Anyway, a couple things. Usually with this particular channel, things get blocked. So if you see kind of like that weird cutting it around again, it's just because I'm just trying to make it so that this gets through. I appreciate your patience for that. But anyway, yeah, we're going to be starting off with 20 centimeters. So I'm pretty excited by that because honestly, I saw a few people recommend this. So this should be pretty good. Let's check it out. Starting off. Wow, what a note.
Let's go. 어려서부터 눈이 꼭 붙어 다녔지. 뜨거웠던 여름 잠깐 못 본 새 훌쩍 꺼버린 느낌 잔뜩 낮아진 내 목소리.
That's a hot man.
머리부터 발끝까지 어색해 굳은 키만큼이라서 막 서먹해. 친구인 내겐 남자인 척 꼴게 돼. 간지럽힌 샴푸를 쓰담쓰담 하고 싶어. 올려다 턱을 간지럽히고 싶어. Yeah. 너의 속눈썹 키스도 여기 수학곡처럼 다 하나하나 외워버리고 싶어. 거진 기와 널 향한 불마저 자라났나 봐. 나의 맘 내 맘 다 잡지만 자꾸 혼자 앞서가잖아. Come on me 우린 20cm 차이. 소소한 맨 위 큰 책들도 내가 꺼내줄게. 이 멤버가 필요할 때 무조건 네 편이 필요할 때 거기 뜨면 그곳에 내가 항상 있을게. 몰랐어 이 향기 너의 말투 작은 소도 참 특별한 건지. 낯선 기가 잘하는 건지.
Very nice.
그러니까 혹시 나 다가가도 괜찮겠니? 한 편만큼만 더 너에게. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. They are a very unique group in many ways. So the interesting thing is, I've kind of noticed that they are kind of a fan of F sharp minor. Here, let's see.
큰 책들도 내가 꺼내줄게.
Yeah, that sounds like it's in F sharp minor. And I think this is probably the most unique sound for them in a lot of ways because they kind of have not done much in terms of like R&B and soul. And I think that in some senses, they have a really good quality to their voice to be able to really kind of get into some of these notes that are necessary. I think the interesting thing is, though, in all reality, when it comes to soul for me, there always has to be a little bit of, I feel like, grounded feel to it. I always feel like that when I'm listening to soul, it's something that, feels like something that you can really attach yourself to. It feels like something that when you listen to it, it should speak to your soul. And, I think that that's kind of what sets it apart. When I feel like that when I listen to soul, it has to convince me that they're doing this for real. And honestly, I really feel like that they did that. And there is actually a lot of really cool feeling behind it almost immediately into this song. We're just going to come in. He's going to hit that really nice note there. So I do find it kind of interesting the way that he's also hitting this note too, because you can kind of tell the way that he's forming his lips there. If, like I said there, if you're going to be singing high notes, you always got to make sure that there's space between your molars. You can't hit high notes like that. You got to be open. But one thing that I find also really interesting is the positioning of his mouth. He's making a very wide O, right? So if you notice right there, I really like that because actually, in a sense, it's really able to project into the microphone really well. And I always think that it's interesting, and I say this a lot, but when it comes to vocal singing, or like to singing to vocals, mouth position is so important because like a lot of times when you see a scene, you won't need a whole lot of movement in mouth wise, and you see that there. Most of it's actually more with what how you're moving your tongue. So a, e, a, o, u, like I always show, and a, e, a, o, u, and then you project that oo. It makes it more direct into the microphone. And it's kind of interesting because people that are generally really good with mouth positioning always almost looks like it's fake. And, that's what I love about it because in all honesty, it's like a trick, it's a sleight of hands. And I'm going to get a little bit weird here, but this is kind of what I'm talking about. We are pulling up some old school stuff here. So this is Christina Dutikamen, who I personally think is actually my favorite soprano. And this is her doing the famous The Magic Flute, Der Hollerreich, which is obviously this really famous piece from Mozart. I wanted to bring this up because the fact is that, one, she is a very, very old school soprano. And two, the thing that's really cool is this actually is in real time mouth positioning at its finest. And this is kind of what I was saying. It's so weird, but it looks fake, but it's just all technique. That is classic technique right there. So the truth of the matter is, like I said, it's all based more in the mouth than outside of the mouth. And that's what is so actually pretty cool about this part right here, which is him hitting this high note with a very pronounced direct O and a really, really high register.
Let's go.
So that's a really, really solid piece of, and I've brought this up a lot recently, whether you've watched me with TXT, SB19, BTS, Heck, even some like Twice and IU, things like that. It's all, I've talked a lot recently about mouth positioning. And that right there to me is just a textbook style performance. Nails it. Just absolute great tone too. Great control. And y'all know me. I am generally someone who I am more of a bass singer. I do have some pretty high highs, don't get me wrong. But my voice is here. My voice is a bass. And guess what? We can hear bass in this harmony. I love this harmony right here. This is what I always say is like, it's so important when you get groups together. And like, it's not bad if they are all like the same tone. I think they all have a same home base of like where their vocals sit. Some can go higher, some can go lower, you know, that whole thing. I did that in reverse. But I think that it's so nice because you can actually pick out each individual person. And to me, I think that is the mark of a very, like, one of the marks. I have a few marks. I would say this is the unofficial fourth mark, is that when you're singing in a group, is if it sounds good, harmonized, but you can still pick out every single person. That to me is a sign of a good group singing, like, exercise. And you can pick up every single member perfectly. It's nice, right? They actually have really nice technique. They do. I really, really like how they're handling this. Right here, this run, I really, really like how they do this run, mainly because it's passed off just so perfectly. Oh, that handoff is so sweet. It's so good. I absolutely love that handoff. You know, in a sense, when you're in a group like this and you have it set up where you have multiple singers that will take multiple positions, multiple lines, it's so important that it's like a relay race. When you work together as a team, you have to make it as easy for the next person as possible. And that is exactly what this happens right here. This is a good handoff. You got the baton, you're running through, you know, you just got this whole part nailed down, you're passing it on to your next, you know, to the next person, and you just got to make that feel so seamless. Perfect. Right into the harmony. So good. So, in any case, that's some of the stuff that really kind of just impressed me about the song. I just really like their technique. They actually have a really solid technique, and I think it really actually benefits them in how they handled the soul genre. There's a little bit of R&B, but honestly, I kind of liked more of the soul feel to it. I did. I thought that was really nice. So, anyway, let me know what y'all think down in the comments below, and we shall see you for the next video. Goodbye.